Day today or day after tomorrow. Hopefully none of you got tricked too bad on April Fools. I got Lucas, I got him a fun one today. I told him he was going to have to stay after school today, and he fell for it, he believed me. So I got to have a little fun with him this morning. But we are doing adding in some weights today with Pilates class. So have 2 small ones nearby and 1 bigger one close by. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll stretch out first. Go ahead and take yourself nice and long. Let's reach as we take a great big inhale. And then on that exhale, let everything relax. So lengthen, reaching through the toes, reaching through the fingertips, and then exhale and relax. Let's do that 2 more times. We're going to hug the knees in after that last one. Pull them in nice and close, nice and tight. And let's do our side to side rock, waking up that low back. And then we'll drop arms out like a T. We're going to bring those feet down and let's go side to side with our knees. Let's do 1 more on each side. And then we'll meet back in the center. Let's take our left leg really long, flex that left foot, and we're going to pull that right knee out to the side and then down toward that right shoulder, keeping that left leg as long as you can. Couple nice deep breaths. We're going to bend that left knee so we can take that right leg up straight. We're going to rotate that ankle first. And let's reverse other direction. All right, let's point and flex. Good, and we're going to take that leg away and we'll bring it back in, grabbing on, maybe a little closer. Maybe you need to bend and stretch. Decide what feels best to you. And let's release that right leg all the way down, flexing that right foot, and we'll pull left knee down and out toward that left shoulder. Let's bend the right knee and we'll take that left leg up. We'll rotate that ankle first. Reverse. Let's point and flex. And we'll release that leg. We're going to pull it back in, maybe a little closer. Maybe you want to bend and straighten. Let's hug both knees in. You can either roll over to your side or you can roll straight up. We're gonna come to seated. So let's sit up nice and tall. We'll find our good posture. We're gonna flex both feet. Shoulders rolled back and down. Abs zipped in. Let's bring those arms out in front. We'll take our inhale with our perfect posture. And then on our exhale, we're gonna scoop that belly button and even more rounding the back. Inhale up nice and tall. Let's exhale and round. 2 more times like that. Let's come back up to that good posture. We're gonna zip the legs together. Bring those feet side by side, knees touching. We're gonna bring hands to the shoulders. Let's roll those shoulders back and down. Good posture still, abs zipped in. Let's inhale. We're gonna exhale as we do a twist, twist to the side. Inhale, center, and then that little twist, twist to the other side. Now, as you move the torso and upper body, we're holding the legs and feet totally still. They don't move at all. We're separating the lower body from the upper body here. Let's do one more each side. Good. You can relax those arms. You can move those feet back apart a little bit. We're gonna reach for the ankles or the toes. Grab on wherever it's comfortable for you. Maybe shaking out those legs a little bit. And let's come back up to our good posture. We're gonna do our saw now. So arms come up nice and long. Abs are zipped in, scooped in. Let's inhale. We're gonna exhale as we reach across toward that opposite foot. Inhale, center. Exhale, reaching other side. Both arms are really long, reaching through both sets of fingertips. Scooping the abs in. Trying to hinge at the hips and waist. So try not to really collapse and round through the low back. We want to keep that spine nice and long. Let's hold the next one. Reaching for 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Let's reach and hold. Long arms. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to do our roll like a ball, and you've got the option to grab your smaller set of weights if you would like. So if you want to use those weights, you're just going to hold them right in front of your shins. It'll make it a tiny bit harder to keep those feet up off the floor to add that extra weight on there. So for roll like a ball, we are rounded in the spine so we can roll. Let's look down at the belly button, really scoop it in. Feet come up. Let's inhale, rolling back. Exhaling as we come up, hovering those feet above the ground. Making sure that you keep your head and neck off of your mat, above the floor. We only roll back to the back of the shoulders. Let's do 2 more. We're gonna do a little V-sit work. Have those weights close by, the small weights. We're gonna do the very first one without any weights, and then we'll add some weights in. Let's roll the shoulders back. So we've got the nice straight spine, shoulders back and down, away from the ears. Let's grab on underneath the knees, and we'll lean back slightly to pull those toes up off the mat. So making sure you have your V. Your spine and back is one side of the V, your legs here are the other side of the V. So we want two straight lines. So we want to keep that good posture. If you want, you can release those hands. Breathing. Let's take a short rest. And then we're going to come back to our good posture. Let's grab our weights. First one, we're going to just have those weights right in front of our knees or our shins, kind of like we just had them to roll like a ball. Let's go ahead and find that good posture. Roll those shoulders back, straight spine. Let's lean back and find that good V-sit. All right. We're going to bring the elbows in now by our sides. We're going to glue them right there by the sides of our waistband. Breathing. Shoulders are still back. We'll take a short rest. We're going to keep those elbows glued right there again, and we're going to add a bicep curl in. Shoulders back. Let's find our balance. Elbows glued in, and we're going to add our bicep curl. We're trying to hold everything else really still and steady. We're trying to keep that good posture, be nice and tall. Take your time. We want to go slow with this curl. We don't want a lot of extra movement. Keeping it under control. Good stability. Two more here. And a little rest. The next one is a new one. We haven't done this one before. So I'm going to show it from this angle real first just to show you guys. And then we'll move back to the side. So we're going to find that V-sit, and we're going to bring the weights a little bit more toward our heels with the palms of the hands turned down. And we're going to alternate a lift. So we're going to take our time again in an effort to hold everything else still. So make sure you have your good posture. Shoulders are rolled back. Abs really zipped in. We're going to start with those weights toward the heels. Maybe they're almost like underneath the knees. And we're going to lift one up and then the other. Alternating delt raise. Working the shoulder here while we work on that good core stabilization. One more each side. And let's take it down to our mat. We're going to do our 100. So you got your same choices. You can have the feet down, knees bent at 90, or legs out straight. Option to use the weight. So most of the time in the 100, we're doing this little patting our hands down toward the mat. If you want to use your weights, you can cradle the weight in your hand, and now it's a little more, feels a little more like an upward pat. Okay? Whichever you choose, Let's make sure we find that low back position. We want that low back in contact with your mat. So really scooping those abs in. Find that touch there in the low back. Decide where you want your legs. We're going to lift the head and shoulders nice and high. Look down at that belly button. And let's inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Halfway. Last set. Resting back. You can set those weights to the side while we do some single leg circles. Making sure the back of your neck is nice and long. So you're looking straight up at the ceiling, right above you. You don't want to look back over your head. You want to try to keep the back of that neck nice and long. We're going to leave the left foot down on the ground as we bring that right leg just straight up and down. Really engaging the leg. No knee, no bend, no softness in this right leg. Let's make sure we zip into our skinny jeans, our tight jeans, zip them in all the way to the top. And we're going to inhale as we circle out to the right. We're going to exhale as we bring it up to the top. Inhale, circling. Exhale, lifting. The whole time, trying to pull that belly button down toward the spine. We're trying to hold our left leg super still. No rocking in the hips, no movement. Only thing moving is this leg that's making the circle. If you need a little reminder, you can always rest one hand on top of your belly button just to make sure you're staying zipped in through the whole set. No knee, really keep that leg engaged. All right, your next time at the top, let's hold it here, and we're going to add a quick little tap, and then we're going to go right back into our circles. Adding that little tap when you get to the top. Making sure you really squeeze that leg, re-engage it after that tap. Let's do 2 more here. Last one. Hold and squeeze, and then you can relax and pull that knee in. All right, right foot down. Left leg comes up nice and straight. Getting that leg as straight as you can, really squeezing that quad. Zip into those tight jeans. Recheck the back of your neck. Make sure it's nice and long. Let's inhale as we circle to the left. Exhaling as we lift it up. Remembering to stay zipped in. We're holding the right leg super still. Trying for no movement, no rocking. belly button toward the spine, keeping that leg really engaged, super straight. All right, the next time you get to the top, we're gonna add that quick little tap. Really re-squeeze that quad after that quick tap. Really squeeze it, get it back as straight as you possibly can. We've got 2 more here. After that last one, we're holding, squeezing, super straight leg, and then release, relax. Okay, we're going back to that right leg up. We're gonna reverse it. Squeeze that leg, get it super straight, zip into those skinny jeans, reach half the back of your neck, looking straight up at the ceiling right above you. Let's inhale as we drop it straight down. Let's exhale as we circle it up to the top. Holding the left leg totally still, keeping those hips steady, staying zipped into your tight jeans. That's what's holding everything else still, that core stability. Belly button toward the spine. Slow it down if you need to. Make your circle smaller if you need to. Keeping that leg so straight. No knee. The next time you come to the top, let's add our little tap. Belly button toward the spine. We've got 2 more here. We're gonna hold our last one up there, really straight, really squeeze it. And let's hug that knee in. All right, last time here. Right foot down, left leg comes up really straight. No knee, stick straight. Zip into those tight jeans. Let's inhale going straight down. Let's exhale as we circle it up to the top. Holding the right leg totally still. No rocking, no movement. Staying zipped in, belly button toward the spine. No knee. Let's keep that leg really active. All right, on your next one here, we're gonna add that little tap. Belly button toward the spine. Keep it slow on that circle to hold everything still. Let's do 2 more. And we'll hold that last one, squeeze it super straight, and then let's hug it in. Alrighty. We're gonna do our ab superset. No weights needed again for this one. So we're gonna start with our hands underneath us for the first couple of these. We're gonna do 10 repetitions of each move, and we're gonna go right from one to the next. So we're gonna do 100 repetitions quite quickly, at least I think. Okay, so hands underneath the hips for some support for that low back. Our elbows are in close by the sides. We're gonna lift the head and shoulders up nice and high. You wanna scoop your belly button in, looking down at that belly button. We're gonna take the legs out straight. They're hovering above the floor. If that bothers your low back, you can always bring the legs up here, okay? Our first one's gonna be the little flutter kick, and our second one is gonna be where we're scissor kicking, crossing those feet. All right, let's flutter. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's cross. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to glue those legs together, and we're going to do 10 leg lifts. Look at the belly button. 9, pull it in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Head and shoulders stay up, but hands come behind the head, elbows are back, toes touch the floor, and we're gonna pull the knees in for 10, 9, toes barely touch, 8, they could even hover, 7, 6, 5, 4, scoop it in, 3, 2, last one. Feet are gonna go all the way down, and now we're gonna do an upper body curl or upper body crunch for 10, 9, 8, pull in on that belly button to lift up, 7, 6, 5, 4, elbows stay back, 3, 2, last one. We're going to put them together. So upper body and lower body pull in and release back. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now we're going to turn that into a scissor. So one leg goes long as we twist toward that one we're pulling in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We're going to roll up. We're going to bring our hands behind us with those fingertips pointing back at us. We're going to really scoop that tummy in, and we're going to lift those feet, and we're going to go out and in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We're gonna sit up really tall, another form of a V-sit like we did in the beginning. We're gonna start with both hands pressed together out in front of us, and we're gonna twist and open up for 10. Other side, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We're gonna flip over real quick, and we're gonna do a forearm plank for 30 seconds. Tuck the tailbone under, pull the belly button up toward the spine. We're on the clock. Elbows under the shoulders, neck in line with the rest of the spine, so no droopy heads. Try to get that nice straight line from shoulders to hips, hips down to the ankles. We're more than halfway. Make sure you're breathing. Here's your last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop down to those knees. Quick stretch back. And then release forward. And we're gonna do a little Sphinx pose here. So elbows under the shoulders, and we're gonna lift up with the chest and chin. You can stay right here if that is comfortable and feels good, or if you want a little more release for those abdominals, you can put the hands down where those elbows were, and you can push up for an upward facing dog. Good, let's stretch it back one more time. All right. We're going to come back over on our backs. And we're going to grab those small weights. Actually, the weights can definitely be optional in this one because this is a challenging move. So the weights can be optional. You could just have the hands flipped up, turned up like there's weights in them, okay? Or if you want, you can add those weights in. So the first move is as we come up, we're gonna lift the hands, the elbows, the shoulders. We're gonna lift the head and the chest. As we come up, we're gonna lift our right leg up straight. And then we're gonna lower both down with control. The next time we come up, we're gonna lift our left leg up, nice and straight. And then we're gonna release down nice and slow. Alternating. Inhale as you're laying down, laying back. Exhale, scooping those abs in as you lift up. If you need to modify this, you could bend the knee as you come up instead of taking that leg up straight. We're going to do one more on each side. Good. Rest back. Take a couple of nice deep breaths because I have a feeling you know where we're going next. We're going to try both legs up together as we lift. So Again, you don't have to use the weights. You could set them to the side. You could maybe just come up this high and lower back down. Okay, so there are ways to make it easier. Again, if it feels better, especially in your low back, as you come up, you could pull both knees in instead of having those legs straight. So you've got options there. Listen to your body. Take your inhale. Exhale as you come up. Inhale, lower down with control. Don't flop back or bang back. Take your time releasing. Let's do 2 more. And then one more option is to do a little lift with the feet and a little lift with the head, shoulders, and hands. Hovering here. Look down at that belly button, breathe, try to pull it in toward the spine. And release. Good, let's do a big stretch after that one. Arms long, legs long, couple of nice deep breaths as you reach both ways. All right, we're going to do some work with bridge. So, small weights again. We're going to bring those feet, both of them, onto the mat. Let's check and make sure we have about the size of our fist that fits in between those knees. And we're going to go ahead and roll it up. Find a good bridge. Really lift those hips. Feel the weight in your heels. And let's add a little lift here, lifting those hands up in the air with the weights, squeezing those glutes, good breathing here, and let's add a little chest press. So those elbows go right out from the shoulders, they barely touch the floor, and then we touch those weights back together up above the chest. So don't let those arms crash down and lay down on the floor. You want to keep tension on the muscle as we move through this chest press. These are not heavy weights, so we can spend the entire set under tension here. If we were using a lot heavier weights, you may need that little tiny pause, but you definitely don't with these light weights. Let's hold the next one at the top, and we're going to turn our palms so they're facing each other. We're going to turn this into a fly. Now let's recheck our bridge. We don't want to be sinking down toward the mat. We want to try to stay lifted up, squeezed up, and we're going to open up, and it's same thing, a barely gentle tap with the elbows. We're leaving some bend and softness in the arms. Those arms aren't stick straight. Sorry, y'all. That's my phone ringing. My house phone. It never rings. I don't even hardly ever give anybody the number. Let's meet at the top on this next one. We're going to turn those palms back away from us. We're going to move back into that chest press, but we're going to add a walking bridge in with it. So, as we extend extend. Actually, let's start with the elbows down close to the floor, just hovering above the floor. So as we lift one leg, we're going to lift into that chest press. We're going to lower down, and we're going to extend the other leg as we press up. So alternating legs. One more each side. Both feet down, squeeze back up nice and high. Let's turn those palms back facing each other. And now as we open up into that chest fly, we're going to lower down just a little bit with those hips. We're going to lift back up as we bring those weights back together. Inhale, dipping down. Exhale, lifting up. Lift and squeeze. Last 4. Squeeze it up there. 3, 2. Hold the last one at the top. Breathe. And let's lower all the way down. You can hug those knees in to help release, stretch those glutes and low back. And then let's circle those knees out and around. And reverse, other direction. Alrighty, you can roll to your side or you can roll straight up. We're going to do some work with plank. Now I know we already did one short plank from our elbows, so we won't spend a ton of time here, but I want us to use our big weight, our larger weight, and you're going to bring it up closer to the top of your mat where your hands are going to be. And I like to set that weight just right behind my wrist, because we're going to reach through with this other hand and pull it across to the other side of the mat. So let's make those hands nice and big. Wide hands, spreading those fingers apart. We want to zip the abs in, so we're trying to pull that belly button up toward our spine. We're going to take those legs back. We want the neck in line with the rest of the spine. You want good breathing. Feel like you're tucking the tailbone under, pulling the belly button up and in, squeezing the quads. And now let's add our little shift. We're going to reach over and grab that weight. We're going to take it to the other side. We'll go side to side. So you are going to have a little shift of the weight when you lift one hand up, but you're trying to keep it as controlled and not as much movement. We want to try to keep that movement to a minimum. Let's do one more on each side. And then we'll just hold. And let's relax. Stretch it back. All right, we're going to come up to standing now. Let's bring the big weight with us. If the big weight becomes too heavy, you can always drop down to one of those smaller ones that is nearby. We're going to start in a nice wide stance. Okay, feet are definitely wider than shoulder width apart. We're just going to let this weight kind of hang here in front of us. I kind of like to grip the two ends. Shoulders rolled back. We're going to do a plie squat so that tailbone drops straight down. We stay really good posture through the chest and shoulders. And then as we come up, we're going to bring those elbows up above shoulder level, pulling that weight underneath the chin. So this move with the upper body is called an upright row. It's like we're pulling something heavy up off the floor, almost like we're going to lift a heavy box off of the floor and pull it up high to maybe put it up on a shelf up above us. So this is a very functional exercise. Keeping those abs zipped in. We want those knees to stay opened up. Don't let the knees start collapsing to the center. Good posture throughout. We're going to hold the next one down at the bottom, just letting that weight hang there, but keeping those shoulders rolled back and down. Trying to pull those knees back. So we're working the inner and outer thigh as well here. And we're going to add a little down an inch, up an inch here. Down an inch, up an inch. Abs stay zipped in. Chest is lifted, looking up straight ahead. Shoulders back and down, breathing. We're going to hold it at the bottom. We're going to drop it down 1 inch and hold. And we're going to come all the way up. Good job. Shake those legs out a little bit. You can walk them back in closer together. Okay, so we're going to do a single leg deadlift. Only difference today is we're going to hold on to this weight a little differently. So oftentimes I have you put it in one hand or the other. Today we're going to hold on to it with both. The option you have is to hold it like this as you lower down to the floor, or you could turn it on its side like a goblet and you could hold it like this and maybe even tap the floor with that other end of the weight. So the key is keeping that back leg nice and straight. As you go down with the weight, that back leg comes up. So we've got this teeter-totter motion. You've got a long, flat back and spine. You take your time. Go nice and slow. Keeping that leg long and straight back behind you. Look out ahead of your mat. So you're not looking straight down at your mat. You're looking out maybe 3, 4, 5 feet in front of it. That's going to help your posture. That's going to help you keep that straight spine. Stay tall, stay zipped in. Let's do 2 more on this side. And you can shake that leg out. You should have felt that in the back of the leg, that hamstring. And we'll switch to the other side. Again, you can hold the weight like this, or you can hold it like this. Whichever you choose, do try to hold it evenly. So if you're holding it like a goblet like this, don't let one hand do all the work and the other hand is just like there. Try to hold it evenly so that you get equal heaviness on both sides. So let's switch that base foot. Let's find that really good posture. Be really zipped in. Back leg is back behind you. It's really straight. Maybe trying to just barely touch the big toe down on the ground when you come back up. So see if you don't have to set it down for balance. That's a way to challenge your balance to work a little bit harder. Let's do 2 more. And shake that base leg out. Okay, you can set that weight down. We're going to come back down to the floor. Since we worked those hamstrings, we're going to get a good stretch for those before we finish. Release those muscles. So let's open those legs out wide in a V. And stay nice and tall. We're going to take a turn of twist over so you can look at that right foot. And then you can start to walk your hands maybe down your shin. Try to keep your back as nice and long and flat as possible. This is probably a better stretch. You can probably feel more sensation in the hamstring than this. Okay? When I did that, I lost all my sensation that I was feeling in the hamstring. So try to stay long, try to hinge forward, keep that flat back. Look out over the toes, and let's take several nice deep breaths as we stretch this hamstring. And let's come back to center, back to that good posture. Let's find our twist, our turn, so that we're facing that other foot. And let's start to walk those hands down that shin. Remember to keep that nice flat back. This is a much better stretch than this. Okay? Keep this long spine. You'll be able to feel that sensation in the hamstring. And you're protecting your back at the same time. Breathing. Let's come back to center, and we're gonna fold those legs in. Let's bring one foot in front of the other one for a little hip release here. We'll walk those hands out. Let's walk those hands back in. Let's switch the feet. Walk it back in. Find your good posture again. Seated nice and tall. Let's do a great big inhale and a great big exhale. All right, everybody, happy April. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll be back in just a few minutes with yoga.